following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down. Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
It's say it with your oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
The CH is hard to get to. Say it with your chest. Friday here on Talkin Cowboys, presented by Tostitos, the official chip and the official dip of the Dallas Cowboys, here from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star in Frisco. Alongside the great Heckma Harrison, Isaiah Stanback, our resident Super Bowl champion, Rob Phillips, Cowboys insider, and myself, Kyle Yeomans. How's it going, guys?
I'm swell. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
So this guy's got
I had to reset.
This guy's got the Invisalign going right. And last night at the game, he could not even say his own name.
Dude, I messed up my name twice.
Yeah.
I couldn't say Kyle Yeomans twice. It like flips the way that the tongue hits.
When you have the Invisaligns in, you like old school Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm having to get used to it too. But I can't get to it.
I didn't notice it until you flubbed the opening.
Am I lying? I tell no lies, Heckma.
What'd you say?
Heckma looks so offended.
You remember Shannon Sharp used to have a heavy tongue back in the day. He worked really hard. He's really good now, but back in the day, he worked hard on his speech.
Playing days?
Yeah.
Heck, comment?
Did you not see Hard Knocks?
Yes.
When he did that restitution, right? Right? Remember that?
No, I mean he's a Georgia boy from the South, so some of those things don't go in his favor. So
yeah, it's fair.
Better now.
It's a good point. But yes, I am struggling with the Invisalign from time to time. I'm trying to get through it.
Do you have to wear them on the show? Can you?
I'm supposed to wear them.
Spare it for
It hurts when you don't wear them. It hurts.
I'm supposed to wear them like without stopping, except for eating.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the only thing I can.
Are they a sponsor?
Because they are. Yeah,
they are.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
they are an NFL sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are good.
We going in.
Yeah, we can go in on it. But yeah, so great people over there, and I'm getting it all fixed up. So
we've had multiple coworkers that have used
it
and said it's magic. It's
Lindsey
awesome.
Draper is the one that I know of. Taylor Stern also did.
Both loved it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just getting underway, so I'm getting used to it at the moment. It'll get better, and I won't have to worry about it.
Get that grill together. Get
it all figured out. All right, we've got some news and notes to hit. The Cowboys were on the practice field again yesterday, and of course, Week 5 is here. The New York Giants are on the docket. Anything come out of yesterday, Rob?
Just good news in terms of Zeke and Amari practicing, getting some limited work in, and they're trending towards Sunday. Just trying to get them some rest Wednesday and kind of manage stuff. And, Zeke said his knee's a little tight from the game, and it's just something I think for maybe both guys, just get to the bye week, and you get that week off after the Patriots game, and they should feel much better.
That's such good news to have both Diggs and Cooper, who were limited. And we talked about it yesterday on the show, but having both of those guys limited is not an ideal thing moving forward, but you still expected them to play. But the fact that they're feeling better and that they're not being bothered by it is certainly great news.
For sure. And, so we'll see with guys that are on IR if they're getting any closer. Again, with guys that are getting close like that, you got one game to go before the bye. Michael Gallup's an example. You get him through the bye maybe, and then he's got that extra week. So we'll see if anybody could get back after this game. But that bye is always right out there for an extra week of rest there.
Speaking of guys getting back, I know since we last recorded, the news came out that Lyle Collins was filing a lawsuit against the NFL for his 5-game suspension to be lifted. I don't know if that's – do you have any extra explanation or news on that specifically of what that could mean for him and if he comes back early?
Well, it was a reminder of 2017 when Zeke went through this process for weeks on weeks on weeks.
Active, unactive.
Yeah, like he would get an injunction and then it would go to a different court and it would get removed and then he would go to a different appeal and it would get back in place. So we'll see what happens. the timing is tough because there's only 2 games left, and at this point, you're thinking, no, there's just one game where maybe he could try to get one game off the suspension. But if nothing else, maybe he's trying to get his game checks back.
That's what I was thinking. That's probably at this point, that's all he can be really fighting for, right?
Yeah.
Can't get the games back, but you can get your money back.
So last we saw the reports, it was supposed to go to a certain court in Texas. It's got to get assigned to a judge, and then it's going to get heard. So he's trying to get a temporary restraining order, TRO, is what I learned I learned all this courtroom jargon with Zeke back in 2017. That now I'm. It's like going back to law school or something. But we'll see what happens there. But obviously, they're preparing for Terrence Steele to be the right tackle for now.
Gotcha. I saw that news yesterday, and it kind of, like you said, goes back to that conversation that we had in 2017 surrounding Zeke and whether or not it was possible for him to come back. I thought kind of the same thing that Isaiah did, though. It wasn't really possible, and let's go get those game checks back if you're Lyle Collins, because those are some big old paychecks that you're leaving on the table with a suspension like that.
For sure.
So the Cowboys offense versus the Giants defense. We flipped the script from yesterday in terms of our preview. And I ask you, Heckma Harrison, what is the identity of this Cowboys offense right now? If you had to pick a strength, if you had to pick one aspect of this offense that is the go-to cornerstone, what is that identity?
Man, I do not have one for you, and I'm not going to even lie to you. I feel like Jesse Holly tweeted the other day one of Tupac's songs, How Do You Want It? And that's what we show up to the stadium with. How do you want it? What you going to get? Head or gut. We're going to approach this that way. And if Kellen Moore continues this trend with each and every week with whatever you try and take away from us, that's fine. We can go into something else. And those things, like right now, the way that the running game is going, I think people will start to venture back to, it's a running game. It's, get the running game going. But that's really not it. And you can tell, and you'll see in those games where teams take away the running game, load the box, what Dak can do on the outside. So, look, it's just hard to say what the identity is. I just think, whatever you try and take away, we have so much talent on our offense. We can exploit you on any end of the field.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Heckma on that. It is difficult because this team's so well versed. If I had to select identity for us, I believe that we've turned into a pass first, but try us if you want to. We'll run on you second type of offense. Especially with this, Dak has 10 touchdowns, and I think rushing we're around 5. Am I correct?
Yeah,
around there. All right, so I think we are throw it first just because that's what Kellen Moore likes to do. But try us if you want to go too high, and we'll run this ball down your throat as well. So. That's it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Seattle, who played last night, and those early years with Russ. Sorry about that. Sorry about the dub. But they early on it was Marshawn Lynch first.
Yeah,
and then Russ continued to develop as a quarterback, and then it flipped and it turned into, he's the best player on the team, and I think that's where they are with Dak right now. But they can still beat you any way they want. If I had to describe it, I'd say what Dak said about Kellen. He's in his bag right now. Heck,
he lied that.
And Dak said,
I'm rubbing off on you, dog. I know it.
And Dak said, I kind of am too. And and it's not just like fancy stuff, creative stuff. It's Kellen Moore just being patient and saying, I don't have to force anything just to show how smart I am as a play caller. It's like, if we just need to hand it off and run you over, fine, we'll just do it that way.
So is the identity just Kellen Moore? Is it your coordinator is doing a top-notch job, or is it?
I think that's always the case for any successful offense. Regardless of how great your players are, and again, I've been saying this all week, this always comes down to the offensive coordinator. It's just plain and simple. Jason Garrett, no shade. We'll find out this week. I think he's going to bring all his bag this week because I think he's hearing those murmurs of how good Kellen Moore is, and he's a competitor. Right, and
it's
whether
impressive.
You're competing on the field or whether you're competing in the booth, right? Either way, you're going to try to show your tail.
Did I just hear?
I heard something.
Okay,
what he said?
What's up, guys?
Jay Jeezy in the background.
Yeah, Jay-Z. So he had all the talent in the world over here on this side of the ball as well, and for whatever reason, right, it just didn't work out. So both guys had the same opportunity with almost the same amount of talent. One person seemingly is doing better.
Yeah, and I know you're looking for just an answer on what it is, and I just think that we're so multifaceted on our offense. It's really hard to do that, and I see the game plan clearly in this game, because if they're trying to bring rushers off the edge, this could be a big game for our tight ends again. I mean, Dalton, Schultz, Jarwin, these guys are doing a superb job in the middle of the field. So, and you even outlined a play last week of some of the tight end screens that you see being ran across the league. Schultz took that, and I mean, it's textbook in this league about the way the teams are using their tight ends, and I love the way Kellen Moore's incorporated it.
What do you think it is? You think it's one specific thing, or you think it's just the versatility of it?
I think it's the ground game that sets up the pass still at this moment. Maybe not last year, maybe not when you were throwing it 58 times in week 1, but yeah, right now I think it's the running game. If your running game is able to salt away games, is able to punch some defenses in the mouth and wear them down step by step to where you can hit a Cedric Wilson over the top, or you can find a Dalton Schultz that's open underneath the defense and he's able to weave his way home for a touchdown. I mean, there are multiple ways you can win. And I wasn't, even in the question, no identity is still an identity. I mean, even if the answer is we don't really have one, then that answers the question specifically because they are so multifaceted. And just because I think the run game sets up the pass well, and that's probably the cornerstone of your offense right this second, doesn't mean that next week Dak Prescott can't throw for 450 yards and win you a game. Because he ultimately can do that.
Hit the nail on the head with that. And P, I'm glad. I don't know, you haven't mentioned it, but right now this is the first time that the Cowboys have had 250-yard rushers in their franchise. So I guess we that's the identity, because if you've never had that in this storied franchise that we've had, then obviously the running game is a big catalyst for the success we're having.
I mean, anytime you run for 5.3 yards a pop as a team, Tony Pollard's running for 6.8 yards on average per carry. That's really impressive. And then, of course, Zeke is at 5.3 as well, right at that team average across the board. So you're running the football exceptionally well and with chunk yardage down the field. I don't see how that's not your identity, or at least your strength at this moment. Like I said, that can change because you have so many weapons scattered throughout that offense. But now I flip it to the defense. What is the identity for the Giants defense? Because do they have an identity right now?
No.
Why is that?
They haven't been effective in anything. They haven't been dominant in any pace. And I feel like in order to have an identity, there has to be something that you're known for. Right? It has to be something that you're consistently good at. And I don't think that the Giants right now have represented anything in terms of whether they're not necessarily the biggest, they're not the most physical, they're not the fastest, they don't force a ton of turnovers. Right? They don't threaten you in terms of upfield rush. So, like, what is their identity?
When you're breaking down the film and you're looking at them and their safeties, how deep they play their safeties. I mean, and this is the first time that I even went back to last year. They were not playing their safeties as deep as they were before, and even Adoree Jackson. The way that they play him, they've had their share of injuries. Yes. I mean, they're missing their linebacker. He's a tackling machine, so he's gone.
Blake Martinez.
Martinez. And I think in the NFL right now, everybody's playing this bend but don't break style. Because of what the offense is taking from them. So bend, don't break. Wait till we get down in the red zone and try and play ball from there, force a field goal, or keep our fingers crossed for a turnover. And that's where the New York Giants are right now. And I know every time someone plays the Cowboys, they build them up each and every week and say, oh, man, these guys are coming in. No, they have some problems over there on defense.
Yeah, they have problems. And obviously, as a defensive coordinator, your job is to put your defense in the best situation possible. So if you know that you don't have the personnel to go up there and press these guys man-to-man or to play single high coverage and you're exposed with that, then what would you do? Well, I'm going to play bend but don't break because I don't have the personnel to go out there and be dominant, to my point. So you play with the cards that you dealt. And those are the cards that they have right now with the Giants. And unfortunately, they're playing the Cowboys this week, and they just don't match up well.
Yeah, I feel like last year they were, they weren't like spectacular defensively, but they were solid. They didn't give up a lot of big plays. Mm-hmm. They were able to scheme some things, and they did pretty well in the pass rush department last year. They've only got 6 sacks so far, so that has not been their strength up front. Mm-hmm. I'd say their strength is on the back end in terms of their personnel. I mean, Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Peppers, those guys are good, but they haven't been able to manufacture a lot of pressure. And if there's one thing the Cowboys, you look back to last week where they struggled with, at least in the first half, Carolina got to them. Mm-hmm. So, if Dak's got all day, that's going to be a problem. And I agree with you on the if the teams are, I feel like more teams are going to try to play that way with their safeties back and just, death by 1,000 cuts instead of Dak just chewing us up with single coverage. I mean, we just talked about this offense's versatility, and it really is a pick your poison type of thing right now.
It is. Yeah.
It's interesting to think because last year I remember talking about the Giants' front. Leonard Williams.
Yes.
And you were talking about how they were starting to get pressure, and it looked like an ascending defensive front. Well, where did that go? What happened there? Because I'm seeing the same thing you guys are. When I went back and watched the New Orleans game, I mean, they didn't really get pressure on Jameis Winston. They didn't force Jameis Winston to make mistakes. Now, everybody collectively kind of got after it in the fourth quarter because then they started getting a little momentum and had some fire underneath them.
Yeah.
To get pressure on Jameis Winston. But even at that point, it still wasn't anything that jumped off the screen like we've seen with Tampa Bay and with the Los Angeles Chargers and what we saw last week against Carolina. It just isn't that threat on that side of the football this week.
Well, defensively, I think, what a difference a year makes. It takes a lot to continuously be dominant year in and year out. I think we're seeing that with the Washington football team, the way that they're getting gashed. You think about the way that the Cardinals.
That's shocking.
It really is. But then go back to the way that the Cardinals, they put it on the Rams last week. So, it takes a lot to be as dominant as we've seen some of these fronts. But when you go back to Leonard Williams, and I just think that the guy's hurt. He's been playing injured for these last couple of games. He's questionable even for this game. So, again, it's a long season, and I feel like as teams are starting to get guys back, guys are starting to get healthy, maybe we start to see the better version of the Giants later on, because right now they're banged up. You look at all the guys that they have on IR, and, man, that's almost half of their defense.
And banged up for this week, too, right? Is it, I think
Peppers?
Peppers is on there.
Yep.
Dexter Lawrence on there, too?
No, not this week.
Okay.
No, there's only 3 defensive players on the injury report. Jabril Peppers, who did not play in the back half of the fourth quarter and then into overtime against New Orleans. And then you've got, of course, Leonard Williams, like Heckma just mentioned. He did not practice yesterday.
Oh, it was Leonard Williams. Yeah.
Or, excuse me, Leonard Williams, yeah. And then there was one more. Oh, Nate Ebner was limited with a quad. So they do have, their key pieces are banged up. Those are 3 guys that are legitimate playtime contenders, and they're all not 100%.
And that's why I expect for Dak to attack them and on every level this week, because he realizes that he's fighting a team that is wounded, and if we get on them right away, they're going to have a hard time getting back in this game.
Yeah. All right. You go for it.
No, that's it. I agree. We talked about it on one of the other shows. Is just I think one of the keys is getting up on these boys and then staying up, like not just getting up and allowing them to come back like Carolina was allowed to get back in the game. Get up on these boys. Be relentless. Put the pedal to the metal and drag these boys. Drag them to the point where you almost feel sorry for them, but then you remember they get paid. Drag them some more, right? Like that's what needs to happen in this game. We need to get to that level of aggressiveness, of punishment, because teams need to feel that it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if we're down by 21. These boys are still going to go up there and do their job when they come on the field offensively. We need to drag these boys onto the ground.
And doesn't that show up on film? Yeah. And when other teams are evaluating you, and you see that there's like the Cowboys are going to be physical, and if you don't match their intensity, they're going to drag us for the whole game. We don't want that, so don't get yourself embarrassed. So that's something that we've been taking on. Now we are the giver.
But
isn't that nice?
And to that point, I brought it up in conversation yesterday. I was kind of joking about it, but it's a thing. Dan Quinn knows what it feels like to get up on a team.
Oh God!
Oh, right, and not finish them.
Oh yeah.
It sucks that he had to go through that, but maybe that situation. I feel like we all go through things that prepares us for our future. Maybe that situation is preparing him for something that he may face here. Maybe down the road we're playing against Kansas City. We get up on these boys, and guess what? We need to learn how to finish these boys because of their ability to hurry up and score. Right, so those past experiences will help you in the future. So hopefully that's a lesson that's learned that he can bring to this organization as well.
That's another thing he can pull out of the coach's motivation bag.
Yes,
no doubt. I mean, right now, his career is fantastic from the Seattle days and what he was able to do with that defense, and then working into the Atlanta days. But he's defined by the collapse.
Yep.
He's defined by the Super Bowl collapse as the head coach of the Falcons. Now he can use that though.
Yeah.
He can say, "Listen, I don't care if we're up 28-3. I don't care if we're up 28-27. Finish the ball game and let's get it done."
Hey, Kyle.
I almost said freaking.
Right.
Don't worry. All right.
Let's go
Blueberries.
When we come back here on Talkin Cowboys, is the interior of the offensive line a problem? Say it with your chest Friday here on Talkin Cowboys.
God.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Varilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talkin Cowboys, presented by Tostitos, where, as always, even on this Say It With Your Chest Friday, it is a great people, great pay replay. You've heard that Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team. If you want to join him and do great work with great people for great pay, get your computer out, go online, and apply now at jobs@caliber.com. That is jobs@caliber.com. Great people, great pay, and Isaiah Stanback about to join the Caliber Collision team as well.
I just applied.
It was that easy.
Yeah, I don't understand. This guy's legit funny. I mean, top 5. He just, they got to get him his own show. It's just the world needs to see this.
Everybody, stand back.
Yeah, this is what it's got to be, because I don't know. He got him on the ready. It's just good.
You guys get the professionals, eh?
So, by the way, we're about 7-10 minutes away from our Pick'em segment. So we're going to open the phone lines a little bit early.
I heard them ringing.
Chris is it's ringing in the back. Chris is going to clear it and then call in 888-855-2297.
If I was a caller right now that was just ringing, I'm pissed at you guys.
I was going to say, you clear it now?
I'm sorry. I don't want anybody getting a head start. That's all it is.
Same caller.
That's good. That's fine. I love all of the callers, but I want everybody to have the same chance. 888-855-2297 is the phone number to be our guest picker on
Philippe.
the Pick'em segment coming up a little bit later on. Sorry, Philippe from France.
Blueberry strawberries.
It's not Philippe from France.
Oh, okay. That's
just
good.
a guess.
My man.
All right. What did the Giants bring defensively? We already hit that in the first segment, and the answer is not a lot. But where can the Giants catch you napping if you do try and take that mindset into the football game of, they don't bring a whole lot? Where is their strength, and where could they potentially come up and bite the Cowboys?
Don't mess around and throw the ball up Bradbury's way.
Exactly.
Don't take it for granted that you're just that much better than them, and then not be on your P's and Q's in terms of finishing plays, in terms of your release, Dak, in terms of delivery of the ball, location, angle of entry point of angle, all those things. Because Bradbury will make you pay if he catch you slipping. He'll go up there and snatch that thing. Jameson last week thought he could just throw it up there and think that his guy was just superhuman and is not playing against another NFL competitor.
Man.
And Bradbury was like, player, I get paid too.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say respect your opponents. Acknowledge what they can and can't do, but don't Don't try them. Don't try them. Don't push the envelope.
That's a matchup I'm waiting to see this week. Bradbury Cooper.
Yeah.
I want to see it, and I know they're going to give Bradbury some help. They better. If they don't, we're going to exploit that. I want to see where CD is. I think CD suffered a lot from not being in the slot. They need to move him back down, move him around, do some things with him, and this could be a game that 88 just exposes the Giants in real time. But just. You talk about where we cannot go to sleep, and I think it's still going to be with Tyler Biadasz in the middle of this defense. I think teams are seeing that if there's any weakness in our O-line, it's right up front with the center. We've gotten that help with Martin, and what a difference a 70 makes, right? And what he's been doing to help him. But even still, if teams are trying to bring pressure right up the middle, I think we're all going to be a little bit nervous right there. So continue the streak that Biadasz has had in getting him that help, especially when teams decide to blitz us in the middle.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, how he's gone up against some really, the best in the league so far, a couple different matchups, but so we'll see how it goes as we go along. Mike McCarthy was asked yesterday about Conor McGovern getting backup center reps.
I heard something.
Not trying to create a controversy here, huh?
I heard something that you did. I was on a pod with our friends in Europe, and they said you made a bet about McGovern scoring a touchdown, something or another.
I didn't make a.
Oh, I know.
No, I didn't make
false accusations.
Yeah, we don't make bets around here. Heck,
okay,
we don't do that.
I was thrown off when he said. I said, P made a bet.
I want the UK Cowboys to send in their rebuttal, and I want video evidence of this such wager.
It was basically McGovern at fullback, and I was saying, yeah, come on, Kellen. Once you get down there to the 1 yard line, you got to feed 66 because he has been just road grading.
Oh, that's right. And I was like, yeah, refrigerator Perry style. I mean, maybe one day I wouldn't put it past Kellen to do anything, right? Because he's in his bag.
Check the film.
Okay,
but I don't know about that. You got so many freaking options. Like I don't know about that.
But what about the job that he's doing when he comes in as fullback and they go with that fat man package is what I call it. I love it. I love the fat man package. Bars.
I like it too.
It's the Mac package.
The Mac package. Mac and cheese package.
Because McGovern.
Mac truck.
McGovern.
Kyle, one point I wanted to bring up in terms of where we can be exploited if we decide to just go into this game not focus. What did we put on film last week that they could take advantage of? We put the ball on the ground 3 times.
Fumbles.
We put the ball on the ground 3 times. This team does not tackle well at all. Taysom Hill ran through these boys like seaweed water. All right. So, these they don't tackle well, but what they do is they'll try to punch at that thing. They don't secure their tackles, but they will punch at the ball. And if you show me that you're getting back to your old ways of last year, which is what we showed last week, we got lucky.
Week 3, week 4, week 5.
Yeah, we got lucky. Last year was bad. This year we got away with 3 potential fumbles, right? Those guys are going to be punching at that ball because they know that they can't stop us with just playing their regular defense, right? They're not going to be able to stop us. They might be able to slow us down, but they can't stop us. We're going to get our points. So when you're facing an offense like that, what do? Get turnovers however you can. You try, you punch, right? Grab with one hand, punch with the other, right? So pay attention to that. Pay attention to that because we put some bad film out there last week. Even though we got the victory, we still put some bad film out there in terms of opportunities.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds homerish, but I just feel this way right now. Beating themselves is the way they're going to get stopped. And you mentioned, like, they've had some trouble up in the interior of the offensive line for sure, but putting the ball on the ground, penalties in the red zone, things that push you back and kicking field goals instead of touchdowns, especially if you face an offense that's really rolling, and the Giants are getting better. That's how you're going to lose games right now, I think. I don't. They just don't have a ton of weaknesses right now. You can make it tough on them for a half, but like Carolina, it's like they solved the puzzle by the second half. And some of it is they can just wear you down, with the running game.
This is the first game of 2021 that you really get into it. And from a fan standpoint, I'm not going to by any means say this is what's going on in the locker room. But you can look at this game and say this should be a blowout. Because even the Philadelphia game, as much as you thought your talent level was higher than Philadelphia, it's a rivalry game. It is Philadelphia and Dallas, and there's always that little added question mark around those games. And you could potentially say that about the Giants, but I just don't feel that same passion and intensity from this rivalry over the last couple years, and part of that is because of the way that the Cowboys have dominated it.
Are you kidding me? It's the Giants. These are the degenerate Giants coming to town. These are the guys that will write their names on your visiting locker room.
These aren't those same Giants.
Whatever.
These are not those same Giants.
No, but so I mean, it is a rivalry. It's an NFC East game. I mean, this goes back to the.
I got it.
His Super Bowl ring? I know what he's trying to do. I'm not. Hey, it's all good. What? You know what? But that's what I'm saying. This is a rivalry game. We played these guys. I don't know how many times over the years, but it's a lot. Hundreds.
Sent them home last year. Sent the Cowboys home.
Cowboys did win that game.
Another thing we need to be aware of on the flip side. Okay, offensively for the Giants, there's two dudes that can hurt us. One of them is obviously Saquon Barkley, right? And the other dude is Kadarius Toney. If we don't wrap those two up, they will get plays that they shouldn't have. If we get so wrapped up in the big hit, the big play, right, we're starting to hit guys now, right? And guys get excited about that. So when you start having those big plays like that, you teeing off on guys, you're looking for who's going to be the next dude to get the big hit. And then you can kind of get drawn into that whole thing. And you start losing some of your bases and some of your mechanics, and you'll start just going out there hitting with your shoulders instead of rapping.
You saw that with Micah Parsons on DJ Moore.
Absolutely. So if you try that with these two dudes, they're going to get the ball in the hands of Kadarius Toney at least 6 times this game. Plan on that. They're starting to get him the rock. Underneath 5 yards, let him be shifty. If you don't wrap him up, he will make you pay. He is quick and explosive. And then obviously we know what Saquon can do. So again, acknowledge who their threats are. Be prepared for it, but make sure that you take the right approach, because what should be a 5-yard gain for some of these guys, or a 0-yard gain, can turn into something major if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
I'm curious to see what happens with Trayvon Diggs too. Like Amari Cooper said the other day, he told him, enjoy it while it lasts, dude, because they're not going to keep throwing at you like this all the time. And I've just never, since I've covered this team, I haven't covered a corner where that's really a discussion point. Like, are they really not going to challenge him? And he was saying yesterday, they got to throw to their number one. So I don't know if he's going to travel with Galladay, but they're not just going to completely avoid their top receiver. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens.
I don't think they're to that point yet.
Yeah,
I don't think. How
long until you get to that point?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's been playing well, obviously. I mean, but like last week, one of those picks he fell in. I mean, it was there. It was a gift, right? And the other pick, he earned it. He worked his tail off.
You got to be at the right place, right time, though.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, if I could have put Heckman out there, he would have caught that joint.
Wait a minute. Heckman would have got that all day.
I don't know how many yak yards you would have got after that, but
see,
like,
see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? You see them?
We're gonna find out in a couple weeks. All right.
March at best.
It's bulletin board material for Heckma. Heckma's been out. He's been walking. Last night in the middle of our football game, he goes, "Hey Kyle, you got the rest of this third quarter. I got to go get my steps in." Then got out of there.
Don't play with me.
That's
all right.
So he's on a consistent basis. Hey,
he's in it.
With me.
I know you're dedicated. You know why? Because you haven't changed your watch up in like 2 weeks. He's been wearing the Fitbit every day. That's how I know he's locked in. I see you, big dog. I see you focus. I see you.
Yak yards coming.
I know what motivates you.
That hurt.
That hurt.
I know what motivates you.
I had to shake that off, dog. Go ahead. Make your point. Go ahead.
I want Heckma to walk into this studio with yak yards incoming.
Better believe it.
As on the T-shirt. That's all I want now.
There's so many damn T-shirts we could make off of this show.
It would be like one a day.
Mystery meat to be one of them.
No.
Frat Boy Friday.
Let's go.
Propto.
All right. We gotta go.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point though. I mean, is Trayvon Diggs to that point of being respected? And they threw his direction last week.
Respected, yes. To the point where you're not going to throw his direction, I don't think so.
Like completely feared.
Yeah, that would probably be the better word. Is feared.
I mean, Ramsey isn't even to that point.
Look, Daniel Dimes, please be listening to him. All right,
try him. Yeah, please try him.
Please put that out there, because I'm telling you, Aiden's dad gonna make you play. He gonna take that thing to the house. He's playing the best ball I've seen a young corner play right now.
I agree.
On that one, it wasn't a gimme. He read it and he shot underneath it. That was great. The second one, dog, that was just breaking on the ball.
Yeah, he took that.
That's just what it is. And so even these guys, and when I look at the Giants, I see a team that relies heavily on the big play. That's the only thing that they have. And so that 2.7 seconds that it takes Daniel Jones to throw the ball, that's where I think our pass rush is going to be all over him. Because the things that they can do to hurt us are going to be slow developing. And he ain't going to have time.
Daniel Jones, only one interception through the first 4 weeks of the year.
We'll put that to the test.
He's been better.
He has been, but I hope we do put that to the test. I hope the Cowboys get after him this week. All right, when we come back, Say It With Your Chest Friday continues. We've got our fan caller on the line. We'll learn his name. We'll learn his story. We'll update the standings because it is pick'em time when we come back here on Talkin Cowboys.
Doubted my yak, man.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or you're cheering in the stands with Essilor lenses, you can see every exciting play. Book an appointment at your local Essilor experts and see what Essilor can do for you. See more, do more, Essilor. Pull your camera down because
that was the best mic swing yet.
The face, no, a little bit more. I want to see your T-shirt because the face you make for the Essilor lens is the exact face that's on the Elvis T-shirt.
I mean, we have to ask. Do you have a good Elvis impersonation?
I don't have a good Elvis impersonation. I know my dad's from Memphis. I have a lot of family in Memphis, actually. That's kind of disappointing.
I expected.
I'm sorry to let you down for the first time in life.
Now push your camera back.
Yeah, now
put my camera back.
Fix your camera again.
We're going to win this race.
Okay. It's Say It With Your Chest Friday. Time to pick some games. But first, let's update the Talkin Cowboys standings. Isaiah bringing up the rear at 12-14 overall.
My guy.
I got y'all 6.
He was 3-3 last week total. Heckma Harrison is tied for last place at 12-14 overall.
Yak yards.
Welcome to the club.
Heckma went 2-4 last week. Had the worst week out of anybody, unfortunately. You picked the
I'll make it back.
Picked the Broncos over the Ravens.
That was a bad pick.
One pick that differed from Isaiah, and you picked the Broncos.
For kids.
All right. The fans are currently in third place, 14-12. Our guy George from South Carolina put in work last week, went 4-2.
Damn.
Very good job from George, and he was representing the fans quite well. Second place right now, Rob Phillips at 16-10. He also went 4-2 a week ago, and I'm at the top, 17-9.
Hold on for a second. Chris, I know you got a lot to do. You're doing a lot, but something tells me that these numbers, that he's cooking the books already.
No, go back and look at it.
I already caught. He tried to take one game from me 2 weeks
I
ago.
already know.
See, but I instantly corrected it.
That Baltimore game, you picked. Who'd you pick? Baltimore or Denver?
He picked Baltimore.
Man, we're going to check that tape.
I don't even know. Denver, yeah.
He said Denver, and then he switched it to Baltimore. I remember that specifically.
Too.
Yeah.
We may need an audit.
We're brothers.
Go back and audit it because the numbers are correct.
You look at what?
We need
correct.
We need PwC to come in here. We're going to
Come in
audit
here
it,
and
dog.
audit it. All right, but that is the standings. Kyle, Rob, fans, Heckma, Isaiah, and now Mike from New York has an opportunity to lay his stamp on the fans. What up, Big Mike?
What's up? How's it going, guys?
Going good.
You excited? You ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. We've got 5 games and then the Cowboys game, so 6 total. We'll let you start this off. Mike, Jets at the Falcons. Who you got in that one?
I got the Falcons.
Ooh, the Falcons at home. And that's a bit of a pillow fight for NFL fans out there. Rookie quarterbacks 0-4 in London games. Remember this one playing across the pond. Rob, who you got in this one?
You just gave me the stat I need. Falcons.
Okay.
Cordell Patterson.
I don't even know what team he plays for now.
One of the league's top scorers. Falcons.
He plays for the Falcons, okay.
ATL, Sean.
I'm going to go Falcons across the board there as well. All right, Saints at the Washington football team. Washington has allowed 30.5 points per game this season. That's third most in the NFL. Can Jameis Winston take advantage, Isaiah? Oh, he's eating a dub. Taking the Saints on the road.
Mike, what are you saying, Mike? I got to get this from Mike, man. Mike?
Yeah, what are you doing, Mike?
I say the Redskins. I say Washington. Oh, actually, Washington football team. They're
That's
not
all
even called the Redskins.
It's all good. It's all good.
The fine is on its way to New York already, my friend. So, but he's taking Washington.
He's taking Washington. Yep. Man, I think the Saints have a bounce-back game. They got embarrassed at home. So, yeah, I'm going Jameis.
Interesting matchup. 2 teams you can't figure out yet. I'll take the Saints on the road.
I'm going to take Washington at home in this one. Go a little bit different. I'm right there with you, Mike. Let's see this happen.
Hey, write these down, Rob.
Okay, let's go. Oh, man, I just lost all the games.
Oh, jeez.
Give me a second. Okay, let's go. Packers at Bengals. Packers.
Ooh, 3-1 teams.
And Bengals. Yeah,
Where's
both teams 3-1. This is in Cincinnati. I'll go first on this one. I say the Pack Attack gets a big win on the road. Cincinnati's won their – this is a crazy stat. Cincinnati has won 3 of their last 4 games against Green Bay. That's not a stat I anticipated to say, but I don't think that continues. I think the Pack win. Rob.
Yeah, that stat's going back to like 2004, too, because they play every few years. Give me Aaron Rodgers in the Pack.
Okay.
I'm Cheesehead.
Cheesehead with the Pack Attack. Mike, who you got?
I got the Packers.
Packers on the road.
I'm swiping.
Oh, ho, ho.
By the way, he's not going to play.
Oh, okay.
He's not?
Jalen's not going to play?
The coach said it's doubtful that he plays. His press conference yesterday.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, is that Packers across the board?
You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
Okay, Browns at Chargers, 3-1 teams again, and this is a fun game because Justin Herbert 7-1 record in his last 8.
Tough game.
Isaiah, who you got?
Where's it at?
It's in L.A.
I'm going with the Bolts.
Going with the Bolts.
Give me the game again.
Browns at Chargers.
It's a good one, man.
It is a good one.
I'm going with the dog pound on that.
Okay, going Browns. I'm going Chargers. I think they're the real deal.
I do too, but I'm going to go Cleveland here.
Cleveland for
Baker's
Rob. All right, Mike, who you got?
I got the Chargers.
The Chargers. Good pick, my friend. All right, this is by far the best game of the weekend. A rematch of the 2020 AFC Championship game. The red-hot Buffalo Bills taking on the pitter-pattering Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Ooh, this is a tough one to pick. Who hasn't gone first yet? Let's go to Mike first on this one. Mike, who you got?
I got Buffalo because Kansas City doesn't have a defense, so I'm gonna pick Buffalo. I mean, I know they're in Kansas City, but I think Buffalo's they're tough. They're tough.
Wow, I like that. And how about the confidence there to say, hey, I know it's in Kansas City. I'm going Buffalo all the way. Bills Mafia there. I'm going to say Kansas City bounces back at home. I'm going to pick the Chiefs here. Heckma, who you got?
I'm going Mafia. I think with their defense, and Josh Allen is playing some really good ball right now. B-Lo.
Andy Reid.
Okay.
Taking the Chiefs.
Pat Mahomes.
Taking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So that's a split table between the three of us and then Heckma and Mike. Man, these games are hard. I don't feel confident about like any of my picks right now.
Those last 2 games are complete toss-ups, man.
Yeah.
That's fun. Love it.
What about this game? Cowboys and the Giants. It is Sunday afternoon football at AT&T Stadium. It's the final game of a 3-game homestand for your Dallas Cowboys as they look to take down the Giants. Dak Prescott has not lost against the Giants since his rookie season. Does that change on Sunday? Mike, who you got?
Oh, Dallas, come on. Prescott's coming back. I got the Cowboys 38-24.
I like that.
24, baby. Say it with your chest, Mike.
Mike was ready.
In enemy territory, too, up in New York, doing the great work. Great job, Mike. All right, Rob.
Cowboys just clicking on so many levels right now. I think Daniel Jones is better, and he's improved, and he's going to make it somewhat interesting. But I got the Cowboys 31-20.
31-20.
Scores.
Yes, we are giving scores.
Gotcha.
I got accused of not doing that enough on social media. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going 38-10 Cowboys.
Okay.
Good blowout.
Better be.
Blowout. I mean,
Better be.
this is just dragging for real.
Run it up, Herman.
Run them up.
Leave no doubt.
I'm in the same boat here. I think it's a 40 burger for your Dallas Cowboys. 44-20, the final score from AT&T Stadium.
I'm sorry, what was that?
44-20.
After this.
Oh, that's Chris. That's what I was just going about to say. Chris is getting a patty melt.
You guys think that
44-20.
that many points?
Yeah, I do. I think the defense is going to give up a big play or two, but they're still going to win 44-20, and it's really not going to be a question.
If they get a takeaway or two again, it won't really matter.
That's exactly right.
All
right.
This is the game. This is the game for number 4. You know, I want to see how he performs.
We didn't really even talk about that.
Yeah, we
did not.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
okay.
This is the game for Dak, and he's gonna. I don't even think he has to exercise any demons. But coming out there and just blowing these guys out of the water, I expect it, and I expect our defense to be just as dominant. This thing is just warming up. And look, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. You can always take my pick. You already know. Kansas. You know who I'm gonna pick. So we're gonna go with the score.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 38-21.
Cowboys
all day.
Wouldn't that be funny if I was like Giants and you just
that would not. I wouldn't punch you for sure because I know you're gonna sue me and call the police.
Oh my gosh!
Called you Karen?
All right, he did. That's exactly what happened.
I did not.
By the way,
by definition.
Yeah. By the way, I think
Karen Yeomans?
The fact. Oh gosh, I think I have Aunt Karen somewhere
Probably.
down the line.
Oh.
All right. Just by the way. The reason we haven't talked about Dak Prescott, not on purpose by any means. However, I think that's a testament to how well he's playing and kind of the comeback that he has had. Because, I mean, we haven't even mentioned the injury in, 4 weeks since the Tampa Bay game? Yeah. We haven't mentioned either injury from Dak Prescott because he's been balling that tough.
Yep. Yeah, and he answered all the questions with class like he always does. You know he doesn't want to talk about it, but I think he had a great line about how scars are pretty. Like he notices those scars when he gets taped every day. Other than that, he said he doesn't think about it. So he's past it, and I think he's going to show it on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's it for us here on Talkin Cowboys. Special thanks to Mike from New York with a very emphatic pick'em section. That's what I'm talking about, you guys, and we'll give you the standings update next Friday. For Chris Beam in the back, Isaiah Standback, Rob Phillips, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Heckma Harrison, what do we say on Friday?
Cowboy Nation, I hope your team win!
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.